What's up, guys, and welcome back to the SLI Invitational. We have Game 2 in the upper bracket best of 3 between iG.Vitality and LFY. Game 1, maybe best if we don't talk about that. Maybe it's best if we just pretended that didn't happen because that was gruesome. iG.Vitality absolutely raffle-stomped LFY into the ground early game rotations with a snowballing Shadow Fiend. We've seen it time and time again, and iG.V they executed perfectly, and LFY picking up a Bat Rider into a Vengeful Spirit. Not really sure if that's the play, but who knows? Maybe we'll do something different this game. I hope so, because that game was not good viewing. That was disgusting. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for this game. Hopefully the stream is working just fine. I had to start the game before the delay can kick in, so I won't really be able to troubleshoot, which sucks, but I think everything should be fine, guys. You're gonna be just fine. Because when has Twitch ever led us astray? Never, literally never. We have ourselves a draft right now. A Bat and Magnus, Nyx, and a Monkey King. Now, except for that Nyx, everything else is rather normal. LFY, though, we're gonna get a free pick of the Slardar. Probably thanks to that Nyx ban. Outside of that, Earth Spirit still in. Dogfights Earth Spirit is, again, definitely a hero you want to have, period. Definitely here you want to have Lifestealer, because it lets you Lifestealer bomb from a support standpoint, which is not always going to be happening very quickly. Usually when it's like Slaughter support, your timing of Lifestealer bomb has to kind of work off of the Slaughter's Blink Dagger, whereas with a Riki or an Earth Spear type hero, you can go whenever the hell you want. Probably once Armlet is picked up on Lifestealer, then you're clear to go. But, ooh, hello, iG.V gonna go a little bit old school this time. The pick is just whatever. Lina is just fine versus the Lifestealer. It's awkward playing around that rage for sure, but you have stun duration up the wazoo between the Slaughter and the Lina. You have counterplay. You will be able to at least do something versus that hero. iG.V getting a Disruptor is certainly an interesting one. Like LFY, you could see with a straight ban out or the Earth Spirit seem to think that that is the problem, and I would agree. I think LFY are definitely keen to what's dangerous here. Disruptor as a hero is definitely not bad, though I do think it's the type of hero that requires you need some sort of cause to pick up a Disruptor. He's very good versus Lina and Slaughter so far as if you kind of assertively, proactively Static Storm them, then they're in a lot of trouble. And Static Storm, Kinetic Field with a Lifestealer in there, things get torn to shreds real quick. The problem is that you really want to have like glimpse value. I think that's really like the telling point of, is this going to be a good Disruptor game or a great Disruptor game? And well, we see Disruptor picked up against, say, a Darkseer. If that was the case right now, then I'm pretty sure I would be saying a lot of different things, but he's not. So Disruptor and his glimpse value certainly very useful in giving chase to certain targets. As far as consistency and as far as how useful that actually is outside of what any other stun could have accomplished, it's kind of up in the air. Riki, Earth Spirit, Monkey King, all banned out. iG.V are going to have to pull something out of the bag if they really want dogfights to play that aggressive roaming role. And they could just stay in their lanes and try to play slow and steady. And I'm going to quickly check up on the stream, guys. Delay should have kicked in by now. But who knows, it's sometimes a little bit weird. It'll happen eventually. And yes, we should be fine, although my thing's still refreshing, so I don't know. Hopefully you guys hear everything. iG.V is going to start taking out those cores as well. I mean, they already have their Lifestealer. Ursa, boom! Got him! I totally said Ursa before they banned it, guys. You saw that. It happened. I mean, just taking out the heroes that usually have a good matchup versus Lifestealer. Omni Slash trumps Magic Immunity every single time. Obviously, Ursa doesn't really care about a Lifestealer. You just tear him to shreds, especially with a Slaughter. Things get really ugly. Now, LFY, they cannot pick up a Shadow Fiend unless they want to run a support Lina, but they will grab more minus armor. I was going to say, like, minus armor is something that they kind of want to angle themselves towards. Vengeful Spirit does offer that. And not only does she offer that, like, she is really good up against Lifestealer. Roaming with the Vengeful Spirit, it's not like Earth Spirit levels of dangerous, but Magic Missile into an LSA, it's pretty good. And really depending on who the mid lane is here for iG.V, you might just get some very easy kills off of that. If the mid laner for iG.V is at all fragile, then yeah, it's going to be some pretty easy killing. An iG.V, like a disruptor hanging around that mid lane, that's not going to save you from that combo. Unless it's a level 6 disruptor. But if it's a level 6 disruptor, that rotation from Angelina probably isn't going to be coming to you in the first place. So I really like the Vengeful Spirit here for LFY. I think iG.V should probably not pick up a Bat Rider here. Seems like a terrible plan up against the Vengeful Spirit. I don't know. But yes, Vengeful Spirit just swapping out Lifestealer's target. Also really big game. Or swapping a Lifestealer out himself. Like, yes, Lifestealer is purely single target. So yeah, whoever's marked by that open wounds, it just gets a clean swap out. Boom, you're good to go. iG.V. Centaur War Runner, pretty normal off-lane pick. I don't think there's all too much to read into there, except for the fact that LFY, Vengeful Spirit, Slaughter are kind of higher damage supports, should have at least a possibility in the laning phase of killing off that Centaur. Especially with this Terrorblade, like, you have so much stun duration, you have slow duration, you have Morphosis. Centaur War Runner is most likely going to take to the jungle rather early on. And iG.V slam picked the Keeper of the Light in response to that Terrorblade. Keeper of the Light Disruptor. These supports for iG.V are very, very static. They don't roam, they don't gank, they really don't do much of anything. They're really nice defensively, of course. That Static Storm, the Illuminate spam. Terrorblade is not going to have a great time versus that. But Terrorblade already had a pretty decent matchup up against the Lifestealer, having so much armor. Having that swap out Bale from the Vengeful Spirit. I really like LFY's draft right now, and I'm not really sure if there's a pick from iG.V that can swing it back into my favor. Like, they just have Terrorblade Venge with minus armor, with the burst power of Lina. I'm not really sure what the cores and iG.V are going to be forced to pull out in order to gain a win there. Yeah, perhaps I'm underestimating Keeper of the Light. I know I do that a lot. Keeper of the Light is definitely a hero that can do quite a bit if you set up with Illuminate in the laning phase. It's far from reliable. I would say, like, I would count on the Vengeful Spirit to gank my lane more than a Keeper of the Light. But now LFY, wow, gonna grab an Omni Knight, and iG.V are ill-equipped to deal with an Omni. Oh man, I liked LFY's draft over iG.V when it was just 4v4. Now with 5v5, I really like LFY's draft. What the hell are you supposed to do up against this Omni Knight? You gotta kill him off beforehand. iG.V do have silences in the puck, initiation from the puck, and the Centaur War Runner. Lifestealer as well now has a way to get in, to get those Infest Bombs off. Maybe sit on the Lina again. It worked out pretty well last game. But iG.V are going to have to work so hard to stop LFY. Whereas LFY can just, you know, play a Terrorblade game. Play it slow, play it steady. If you have Metamorphosis, go for a tower. If you have Blink Dagger on Slaughter, go for a kill. And for LFY, they don't really have to work too hard to do that. It kind of plays itself after a while. iG.V have to find initiations where LFY are put into a bad position, where they aren't quite in a 5-man group, where the Vengeful Spirit is maybe not in a position to swap someone out. It's tough. It is really tough. Like, Omni Knight is just so great up against Disruptor and Lifestealer. You can't do much there. So, yeah, I'm favoring LFY, like, just by heroes into like an 80-20 ratio or something disgusting like that. Like, it is insane. It is insane how good their draft is compared to iG.V. It really isn't close at all. Yeah, here's like the awkward part of we picked up Disruptor's second pick. Again, Disruptor is a perfectly decent hero, but there's no even guaranteed value. Like, what is Disruptor supposed to do up against this? Best case scenario is mid-late game you get Static Storms, which is okay, I guess. But in the early laning stage, he's going to be really weak. And I think that's really like what you have to kind of hinge your Disruptor pick on. Will you be strong in the early mid? You know with Static Storm Kinetic Field, you have potential in the mid-late game. You know the value's there. But early game, yeah, I mean, max out Thunderstrike and go killing things. Probably not. So, based off of solely the draft, I would say that LFY have a pretty nice edge here. Based off of the draft with gameplay considered from the first game, it's definitely a lot closer. Like, iG.V just played so much better than LFY. Now, granted, it is going to be a case of they had a better draft, so it was easier for them to play better. Not really sure how much weight you put into that. But LFY definitely had some off plays. Heroes roaming around that really shouldn't. Super's Lina got absolutely stomped into the ground. But, I mean, that is, of course, a possibility in this game, just because it just might happen, who knows. But there's no one going to be really facilitating that. Is the Keeper of the Light Disruptor combo going to start ganking the Lina? I hope so, because that would be really interesting to see. It's like, oh man, another smoke from the Keeper of the Light Disruptor. Watch out, Lina. More often than not, it's going to be going the other way around. Of course, Vengeful Spirit ganking a Puck. Really, really hard. You gotta kind of bait out his spells beforehand and then land a magic missile. So DDC is going to have to work pretty hard for that. Or getting like an Invis Rune or something. But Puck is pretty much the best pick that iG.V had. I think I really don't like iG.V's draft because of these supports. I feel like these supports are really disjoint. Like, even in dogfights, when he gets that Aghanim Scepter for the sustain from the Illuminate, it doesn't really do a lot. Like, it does a lot when you have a Shadow Fiend or a TA, or one of those ranged heroes that can tear apart structures, a Terrorblade on your team. That works really well. Healing up a Lifestealer, a Centaur, a Puck. It's nice, but it's not going to be like a huge reason to pick the hero. What is going to be pretty cool, though, is the combos. Coil into the Blinding Light. That's legit. That's legit right there. Again, like, this Puck fits perfectly with iG.V's draft. It is the perfect last pick. It actually can't get better. What iG.V have in spades over LFY is Initiation. And that really is the only thing. If they're able to consistently initiate, if they're able to start fights very early on, like get a fast Blink Dagger on Puck, or just Midas up and then outvalue LFY, I'm not really sure if that's possible, but you know, those are really the only two feasible ways of doing it. iG.V have to have vision, and you know, obviously that means LFY also have to have counter vision. Because, you know, a quick Blink Dagger on Centaur Warrunner, a couple of early Puck rotations, Sakata played out of his mind in the last game. You never know, guys. You never know what can go right or wrong. We'll see. LFY, they're going to be on the Radiant side this time. Got LPC, who had a rough Rubik game, now handling the Slaughter Boots first. Monet is going to be on the Terrorblade, standard stuff there, for him at least. DDC is on the Vengeful Spirit. We'll see them try to lock down this bottom lane as much as possible. Super's Lina, I hope, has a better time, because that was kind of gruesome in the last game. Banana is on the Omni. On the other end, Paparazzi is on the Lifesteal. We got Super, number 2, playing the Disruptor. Dogfights is on the Coddle of the Light and Sakata. Handling the Puck, Angel Eye is on the Centaur Warrunner. I wonder what he's going to be going. Windlace now over Ring of Protection. Which is actually quite nice for the Centaur to have, I think, Ring of Protection. That's kind of a bummer for him that that recipe got changed. It's not the end of the world. Like, he has enough armor between 3 is like average-ish, and Poor Man's Shield, that damage block, we'd say it's another like 2 armor, something like that. So yeah, in July, gonna be joined by dogfights for a little while, but versus these 3 heroes, that's hard hitting. The Observer Ward at least is going to be spotted out and killed off by In July, so he knows that there is no vision advantage here. They will know that there is a lot of heroes here regardless, though. Here comes the crush. Metamorphosis, dogfights, run away, my friend. Shadowfax, show us the meaning of haste. Okay, he's dead. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much the easiest kill of all time. You find an old man in the woods like that, in Dota or in real life, you can kill him pretty easily. I did not just say that. That did not happen. Centaur is going to be a little bit tougher. He just has that damage block, but I mean, that's pretty textbook wraparound. And yeah, the supports are just going to be dueling each other on the bottom lane 24/7. Let's take a quick look at the top lane in the meantime. Banana, level 1, nothing skilled up yet. Again, doesn't really have much to fear from this lane as long as he's careful with his mana. If you get open wound, you just repel yourself. If the lifesteal is too close, well, he decreases in damage as you drop lower. So purification is... you're not going to get bursted down before you can purify yourself. The Omni Knight is tanky as hell. 6 armor, poor man shield. You can see him shrugging off these right clicks like it's nothing. He repels off the Thunderstrike. And now man fighting super. Now that's a little bit bold from Banana. If there was open wounds there from Paparazzi, which, I mean, he knows he doesn't have it. Lifesteal level 1. Yeah, you can very easily see the haste, not haste, feast kind of animation there. Would have been really ugly for the Omni Knight. Over towards the mid lane, it is going to be super. This time with quite a nice edge over Cicada. And this time, again, there's no one who's really going to be rotating towards that mid lane in iG.V's favor. So you get a lead on Lina. Most likely you're going to keep that lead as Lina, at least for a little while. And if you want to extend your lead, I know a couple heroes that are going to be more than happy to roam in towards mid in favor of LFY. In order for iG.V to have like a really good chance at disrupting LFY, they need Cicada to do well. Much better than he's doing right now. It's only 2 minutes in. Like it's definitely a little too early to call one way or the other. Courier snipe could be pretty nice. Super and a fake super. Looking to gank super. Oh, he read him pretty well. No, stick around, man. Oh, if he was able to... never mind. They have a read on this one. Looks like he was... yes, I mean, he was spotted by this observer ward, so I guess it's not really a read. Would have been pretty nice, I guess. Paparazzi is still farming pretty comfortably. Prioritizing Feast over anything else. I mean, Rage attack speed is kind of nice up against Banana. But Magic Community doesn't do jack. Open Wounds doesn't do jack up against Repel. Really, really awkward playing a Lifestealer up against an Omni Knight. Omni Knight Slaughter. Gonna find super. A couple of illusions in the way. And yeah, there we go. Some kale on the field. I don't know what it is. All these Chinese players love to talk about kale. They're nutrition hipsters. Yes, I know what it actually means, guys. Think I'm serious? Come on. Haven't you watched enough to know that I am not serious? Monet is having a much tougher time than the Lifestealer. That is something that iG.V, to some extent, are getting accomplished with this lane. Centaur can afford to just run at the Terrorblade, assuming there's no Metamorphosis and no rotations from supports. No Venge Slaughter in the area. Centaur Terrorblade matchup is quite nice. It's like 55-60 in favor of Centaur Warrunner. Add a Keeper of the Light on top of that, and you get yourself a really nice lane. This creep stack, a couple of small ones killed by the Coddle, and okay, they will kill off Cicada. That is just bad news. This might be a little bit more relevant than that kill, though, honestly. Most of the farm is going to go towards the Coddle. The experience is split there. And this puck, yeah, it got jumped somehow. Those spells landing properly, and oh, LSA to land on the Coddle. Magic Missile is in range. There's a Shrine here, no Laguna Blade. Run, dogfights, run! He will get away this time. Windlace boots pretty fast. But 2 kills for LFY so far. 1 on the puck, slowing down, stopping this puck. Is again how LFY are going to get really, really far ahead in this game, just by not having to worry about early initiation. At least from this puck. You will have to worry about it from the Centaur, who's actually having a pretty good time as well. Just behind the enemy in the lane, Monet. And once his levels come up, once more double edge comes up, then farming is going to be a really, really easy thing for July to do. And of course, pressuring Monet is going to be a lot easier as well. Killing him, not really sure about that, but with the Disruptor coming in, that additional hero might make the difference. If they had a worthy level of Glimpse. Super wants in. He should not want in. He's getting hit with the Magic Missile, and now I think he's just dead? Now going like over here is fine, but once you get into this circle, then you're asking for a lot of trouble. So Super just kind of suicides. Not really sure about that. But yeah, iG.V kind of feeling the disadvantageous position in their draft. Now Paparazzi, I don't think they're going to kill him. He has Rage. He can Purify for a little bit. He's going to turn around for LPC. There's still a Repel here, but they know they don't have to use it, because what is a armletless Lifestealer going to do here? Now he's in a little bit of trouble. Where's the Coddle? Where's the Disruptor? They need to help their Lifestealer right now. Too late. He's dead. They just abandoned him. No TP on cooldown. I mean, I'm not really sure what they could have done, but man, you can't afford to let your Lifestealer get just put out like that. That's not how you win this game. Now, it seems like the Radiant in these two games are going to have some pretty nice times, because this game is looking about as convincing as the first one was for iG.V. Speaking of, Keeper of the Light alone in the woods. I don't know, I already mentioned how that's a pretty good way of killing him off. So that's 5-0 for LFY. You know, that last game, you gotta worry that, to some extent, having a game like that puts you on tilt. From a caster standpoint, you're like, oh, it's a possibility, it might happen. It hasn't happened, no. They're right in the zone right now. Making the proper rotations, killing off the right heroes, just getting kills and holding down a nice CS lead. This is what you want to see if you're an LFY fan. Nice block of green on the top of the net worth chart. When are those blink daggers coming? It's only 7 minutes in, and already they kind of desperately need to start some action at iG.V on their own terms.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Coddle Ags. I mean, it's a powerful item. In this game, though, it's not even going to be amazing. And Disruptor so far has done actually nothing. He has TP and Smoke in his inventory. What the hell is a level 3 Disruptor going to do? With no items, no points in the glimpse. You just can't do anything. And they second picked that hero. I think that was a big mistake, guys. I think just picking Disruptor, you gotta wait for it. You gotta 4th or 5th it. Second picking a Disruptor and then running into this type of draft, it's like an impossible way to play the hero. You just can't do it. So LFY, what level is their Metamorphosis? Level 3 right now, up in another 30. Yeah, once that comes up, this tower should be killed off pretty easily. Expect like a 10-minute drop on that tower. And Terrorblade's statting up pretty heavily. Pretty standard stuff for Terrorblade. Cicada's in a lot of trouble. Never mind. Never mind, he's okay. He's fine. That was no big deal, guys. Just the casual LSA into nowhere near landing. Okay. Disruptor was aggressed upon by Banana in the meantime. Not quite enough from an Omni Knight. Level Phase Boots is actually very dangerous. His movement speed is very high. His movement speed difference is very high with that degen aura. And as a Disruptor, you can't do anything to save yourself once the Repel goes up. Walks through your wall, can't glimpse him, can't fight back. You just gotta accept it. Need some help and maybe some TPs. 2 other heroes will work. But Banana is having a free roll on this top lane. And Paparazzi is going to be aggressed upon one more time. We can see Banana already starting the action. We have Vengeful Spirit off to the right, not rotating in out. I thought she was going to come in towards the lane because they have Terrorblade here as well. Oh, they force out the Rage. Banana's not going to die here. Paparazzi should know that. He got baited. Here comes the Magic Missile. Needs an Infest right now. And won't get it. That was even with Monet messing up and right-clicking a creep there instead of the Lifestealer. Tower will fall. And no amount of Coddle counter push is going to stop this. Although, he's going to try. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, if they just rotate Lina up, well, I don't know why Lina isn't up here. Then this is going to be the easiest thing in the world, but they will try to outnumber them. Everyone and their mom rotating towards this top lane. Skada does have a coil and a haste rune. Here comes the orb. Tower will fall. Coil is going to deploy just yet. Only onto Banana. They really want this Omni, and they'll get him. And they will back off successfully, I suppose. No swap yet on the Venge. Almost there. Needs one more creep to die, and that could have been a kill. Going back the way of LFY. But iG.V do what they have to do. A pretty decent play, all things considered. Just everyone, go in, go in, go in. And try to outnumber them. Try to get those disgusting numerical advantages. That's going to work to some extent. Again, what iG.V have to do, I mentioned it earlier, leverage the fact that LFY will not always be 5-manned. Once they are 5-manned with the Blink Dagger Slaughter, then things get really rough for iG.V. But until then, they have at least ways of fighting back. Coming from the trees like that as well is an ideal situation for iG.V. That was, of course, a fight with this big cannon, the Lina, not really being there. It was pretty much just the Omni Knight getting 4 or 5 men ganked, if you really want to look at it that way. They got him. They killed him dead. They have a Life Stealer with the Hand of Midas. They can try to outvalue. If that is the case, I kind of want to see the Blink Dagger into Midas. So, okay, well, I kind of figured that was coming. I didn't look at the quick buy. I'm pretty sure you guys just have to believe me. They need just as many Midases as possible. Just all the hands. All the hands in the world. Give you more gold now, but less experience, I think. That's fine for iG.V. Like, we have to be looking at, like, Super Midas, Centaur, Blink Dagger into Midas. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but that level of farm, just to have an advantage, or even to stay even, is what they need. Oh, they scanned. They see the Slardar. Blink in from in July. Has a Stampede to get away. Cicada wants in. They shouldn't want in. That's an Omni Knight. You cannot kill an Omni Knight and a Slardar. Or even both of them when they're together. Metamorphosis over in the meantime, over in mid. Pretty safe, knowing that there is no Stampede. Cicada is going to join the fray with the coil. Monet, his real one, is going to be revealed. He's actually going to snap the coil. Swap out, though, and get Glimpse back. Can they focus him down? Static Storm is there. And with 4 heroes v1, they'll take down the Terrorblade. A huge kill for iG.V. Perhaps even more importantly, they hold their... Makes so that they can make a similar response in just a little bit once this Blink Dagger comes up on Puck. Initiation is again in favor of iG.V. Decisively in favor of iG.V. And they're going to look to leverage that. Shiny Blink Dagger on Centaur. Already got them a Terrorblade kill. Now he has his eyes set on Slardar, it looks like. He's looking for a Slaughter to show himself. Can they get this tower deny? Possibility. Banana has a lot of damage, but he's going to get jumped by the Stomp. Immediate Eel Scepter on the Centaur, preventing that double edge from coming in. DDC also gets in there with the swap. They do take down the tower. It is... I don't know. Where is the tower? It wasn't showing up there. What? Where did it go? I don't know. No notifications. Denied. It's over here on Paparazzi. But they lost 2 heroes for it. That was some fast reflexes there by the Lina, immediately lifting up the Centaur. And you obviously can't lift up the Life Stealer, so you just jam that Yule's button in the middle of the crowd. iG.V, they lose their Disruptor, they lose their Centaur. They do get the tower deny, which is, of course, not irrelevant. But trying to go for these Infest Bomb ganks without Armlet, kind of a tough sell. Life Stealer just doesn't really do all that much without that extra cost-effective burst of damage. And LFY are going to keep on rolling. Even without Terrorblade, I'm not really sure if I like this decision to go without Terrorblade. He should be coming soon. I mean, it's only 15 seconds left until he has a Metamorphosis back. Get that up, take this tower down. You do know you're walking into a fight at that stage. But unless these ultimates land on like 4 or 5 heroes, then it's just not going to be good enough. Super's going to blow a smoke, just walk straight up into a Blink Crush. Immediately, that's Disruptor down. In July, we'll get swapped back. Stampede will do nothing here. Easy 2 kill. You blow your smoke and you decide to wander up the high ground. I'm not really sure about that one.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And oh, they jump on the Coddle. In the back. V3, good luck, bro. That's another one. Mark it down for LFY. 11-2. with another tower in their favor, with the Blink Dagger on Slardar, they honestly don't need anything else. They can just rotate to every single lane and tier 2 them. Easy peasy. As long as they have Metamorphosis. Like, go in for the Metamorphosis tower, back off afterwards. And iG.V know that they have to kind of plan their entire gameplay around this Metamorphosis. If the push is... That was a little bit of a hasty smoke there. Seems like Coddle's not invited. If you know the Metamorphosis is down, it's time to make a play. If you know what's up, you cannot make a play unless you're forced to. It's as simple as that. They know that the Metamorphosis is down, so it's time to go. Smoke in is going to be pretty well dodged by LFY, though. Going north. iG.V may be on their tail. The smoke is running dry, though, soon. They're going towards Roche. LFY already there. Oh, this is a juicy coil stomp area. In July is going to find DDC. Oh, poor Venge. Well, they are going to kill her very easily. The silence misses completely, and Banana's just going to shrug off the coil. No big deal. Sakata will get himself out of there soon enough. No, he doesn't orb far enough. And this Eul Scepter phase shift. No blink. He's dead. He messed that one up so hard. He just didn't even blink silence. He just silenced nothing over here. And then coiled an Omni Knight, and that doesn't do anything. So iG.V trade away 2 heroes for Avenge. They're unable to stop Roche. And now for LFY, they can decide to go for tier 2s once they get another Metamorphosis up. Another 20 seconds. Or they could just go now. Or they could just wait another like 3-4 minutes, farm the map a little bit, and then decisively go in once Aegis is about to time out. I think it's probably better for them to just go now, though. They know that they have a Midas Lifestealer to worry about in the future. And even though you will still be able to outman just a Lifestealer with farm, since no one else on the iG.V side has a good time, there's really no reason to give iG.V those opportunities. Use the Aegis ASAP, I think. But, what do I know? Hannah Midas on the Omni Knight. A little bit of a backup plan here for LPC. For, Banana, rather. Like, he could have very easily gone for... You know, just real items, not scaling items in the Hannah Midas. But hey, Omni Knight with the ability to get some fat Mystic Staff items, quite nice. Not really sure if he's going to be going for like a mechanism type item, a pipe kind of thing. Pipe is really good up against iG.V. But hey, this lets you get whatever you want. It's not like you're going to be under any pressure. iG.V are on the defensive, and it's probably going to stay that way for the vast majority of this game. If they ever do go on the offensive, it's going to be off of a successful high ground defense, where LFY botch it somehow. And then they just crack back into a tier 2, or even Raxes if for whatever reason buyback isn't up. That's how I see this game panning out, in iG.V's favor. Which again, is going to be really tough to do. Because you need a lot of things to go right, including LFY to make a pretty big mistake going up high ground. And we'll see how good Keeper of the Light really is defending. Doesn't have his Ags just yet, although Dogfights is closing in on it pretty quickly. Just one more creep wave after this one, and he should be good to go. But we all know that Keeper of the Lights are pretty easy to kill off, so if he's going to decide to make this defense, gotta watch out for the fish. Orb through. They have Veil, they have Coil, they have everything they could possibly want except for the right heroes. This tower will fall. Easy tower. Time to slide top. Go high ground even. They can do it if they want to. It's probably better to take the tier 2s out. More illusions. Sure, game, whatever. Even this tower gonna get denied, so that's 1-1 denies on the towers. Unless Super just doesn't want to. Okay, there we go. Tower denied. And this map is slowly starting to close in on iG.V. This is a pretty desperate situation here for iG.V. They need to make something big happen. Like this. Sakata, with a Lifestealer inside of him, have their eyes on Banana. Not an easy target. Especially when he's going to repel himself and and they waste everything. I mean, I guess they figured there's a chance that he's not repelled. But as an Omni Knight, there's no reason for you not to repel yourself in TP. It costs 50 mana. It's pretty much nothing. Oh man, he's going to smash things. He's going S and Y, Drums, Phase, Hand of Midas. You look at that kit, 6 slot on an Omni Knight, you do not think Omni Knight, that's for sure. But hey, again, you can do whatever you want. Screw mech pipe, you don't need that weak ass support stuff. Just gonna go smash things, right? Alright, Coddle. Got your Ags. It's not daytime, but oh man, Monet took a big hit there. So, Illuminate Spam and LPC. He's gonna be the one to make sure that this doesn't stay like this, because bottom lane is actually being pushed. Not, like, seriously, but, wow, sick glimpse. Wow. Wow. Monet with the repel. Slowly starting to chip in, and when I say slowly, I mean slowly. Illusions don't last too long up against Illuminate Spam. Now the TPs are coming back. The damage trade is actually in favor of iG.V. Pretty big blunder there from LFY, and now jump in towards the Slardar, got blunked on. And now Paparazzi is going to get the kill, Stampede to get out. Recall. Oh man, that's some value TP right there. Recall so OP, can teleport 2 of your allies. That's a pretty nice kill on the Slardar, but I mean, it's Slardar at the end of the day. iG.V have to play a lot trickier than this. They have to go into the next level. Oh, I actually really like this. Never mind, I was going to say Dagon pickup. It's just travels right now. Says what Dagon lets you do is, you know, obviously get that burst of damage. But that means that you can very quickly isolate and kill off that one target. Someone like an Omni Knight, someone like Avenge. These heroes that can save others. It lets you get a very fast numerical advantage. And yet your Puck may not be the strongest hero since he's, you know, going to go for that type of item. Oh, in July, gonna jump in on the Omni Knight. Whoa, that's some serious damage. LPC gonna rotate in for a Centaur. This is a really tanky hero. Now they're all blinded. But Laguna Blade doesn't give a damn about blind. In July's still alive. I don't know what happened there. It looked like all the damage was delayed, but they killed him, so whatever works. Omni Knight for the Centaur. Good trade for iG.V to take. And they are starting to get Paparazzi really involved in these ganks. This time with Cicada. Tag team is going to jump in towards Super. Where have we seen this before? Yule Scepter for a couple of seconds, but I'm not really sure if I like her chances here. Needs some help. Too late. Blink Crush can land on 2, but immediately gets glimpsed back. And DDC looking for a swap. Finds Super with it. Is going to isolate himself, but Super is mega dead. And DDC will actually slip out of there unharmed. It is going to be still Paparazzi getting his hands on another kill along with Cicada. Costing them only a Disruptor who is going to go for Hand of Midas, which I mentioned earlier. Feels so good to make these calls, man. Feels good, man. They are starting to get some action on the board. Perhaps more relevantly, they've stopped Monet from pushing with that double life. And they're keeping themselves alive, making trades that favor them. Dogfights, though, is not going to like this. He has a gem, and he is going to be just fine because the enemy team walked straight past him. They did not see him, obviously. Their smoke didn't break. This poor OD courier might be jumped on. Cicada pulled back and is just fine. And the courier is less so. Run! Run, OD! You gotta get out of the... got him. It's empty, so it's gold, but it's not the end of the world. iG.V are actually playing pretty well considering the circumstances. LFY have taken a lot of time off in this game to kind of just farm up their heroes. which is working pretty well. Like, they are very farmed. Lena's picked up the Bloodstone Travels. Terrorblade's obviously stacked out of his mind, almost up, and the SNY's up in the Omni. But this is, again, giving iG.V a lot of time to find opportunities with the Lifestealer. You will pretty consistently be able to overwhelm just one individual hero as long as you get an Infest Bomb. And it is working pretty well so far. Handamitis, 3 of them, I think, for the team. 2 so far, with the 3rd incoming. There's 1 Midas on the other end. And these are the type of plays, type of elusive kind of poke and prod plays that you have to make if you're iG.V. Boom. Illuminate. Just duck into a lane, find someone to kill, back off, rinse, repeat forever. And hopefully between those kill trades and the Handamitis taken away, you'll find yourself eventually at parity or with a lead. Honestly, iG.V, oh, gonna find another one in Banana. Got yanked in. And honestly, this Keeper Light is impressing me. Not the Illuminate, not the Mana Leak, not the Chakra. The Recall is something we don't really see used to this degree, to this amount of success. But time and time again, with this full map hack vision, finding targets, bringing 2 heroes in with that Recall, with the Infest, and getting kills. That's Omni Knight down again. iG.V are playing to their strengths right now, which is initiation. LFY kind of refusing to group up. Be a little bit more willing if they get their hands on this. This double life Roshan now up again. But we see another jump in. Coil to land. Lena's immediately going to snap it. Can they burst it down before the help comes in? Yes, they can. Monet's going to arrive at Paparazzi. He's long gone. Phase shift dodge on the crush. Puck is going to have to juke and jive out of this one, or just stand there and get obliterated. That's good too, I guess. Didn't have any cooldowns, so there's nothing you can do about that as a Puck. Lena for Puck. Still technically a good trade. But now they need to get in this Roche pit immediately. Getting Monet with a double life opens up the doors once again for a high ground push. Lifestealer has no Infest. There is no Puck initiation, obviously. There's actually no mana on the Disruptor. He used the Static Storm defensively to get out of mid. So it doesn't look like they'll be able to contest this. Could be worse. Could be a Cheese Roche, I suppose. But still, it's going to be a free double life. And iG.V now have to lean on this Illuminate from Keeper of the Light, which also has been doing a lot of work. Like, I don't want to discount dogfights and how he's been playing. He's been keeping the creep waves pushed out. Paparazzi is hiding in the trees. I can tell you one thing, Super's not going to expect the walk-in Lifestealer play like this. Just waiting for a TP, I'm pretty sure, or a recall out. Coddle, get me out of here. What is he doing here? Just chilling? Just chilling. Just casually walking by an observer ward. You better stop chilling and start getting the hell out, Paparazzi, because this is not a safe place to be, my friend. Rage TP right now or bust. And he's stunned once, and it's time for Rage TP. Swap out, you're dead. I'm not really sure why he was there. Does anyone know? Infest! Okay. Operation Saving Private Paparazzi. The illusions. Yeah, he's not looking too hot in here, guys. Run! I'm not really sure why he decided to do that. You're over here, right? You're perfectly hidden in the trees. You have Rage TP, and you decide to walk out and farm. What? What? Why? What? In what world is that the right play? Like, go get some allies. This is not the type of game where a Lifestealer can afford to willy-nilly go get himself killed. You need to keep yourself alive at all times. But hey, at least he got Hand of Midas value. At least he got that gold. But 25 seconds on the clock. The push is on. Monet even has a double damage rune. Wow, hard to see that one, but it's there. Yeah, Dag and Blast the Illusion. Got him. Illuminate spam from dogfights. Ooh, Mana Leak. Not bad. Depleting a lot of Monet's mana pool. But now he's going to push for realsies. Repel, jump in, Stomp's going to do absolutely nothing against Repel. They didn't see it. Oh man, iG.Vi's going to get eviscerated. How do you not play around Repel? What? Alright, Monet, iG.V and tear the towers to shreds. Centaur does not have a buyback. Illuminate spam can only do so much. They do stun up with the mana leak before another Repel comes in. No method to get rid of this Repel. No method to damage him. Paparazzi's not going to damage trade there. Now Blink Stomp is there. Scott is going to jump in. Dodge a lot of spells, but not do a hell of a lot himself. More Blinding Light. Coddle's doing everything right now. But Monet will take down the structures. He even has an Aegis, so even if they kill him off once, no big deal. Now, to be fair, Repel's effect is rather subtle. Especially on a Metamorph Terrorblade, like, it's hard to see. But you can just click on him, right? You can just click on him and see if there's a Repel on him. You should, because he will 90% of the time have a Repel on him. Like, who else are you going to repel as Banana? So Centaur kind of flubs that one. He has a heart. He is rather tanky. Like, it took him quite a long time to actually die. But, hey, walk in, get free Raxes, walk out. Seems like a pretty good game plan to me. Yeah, they're going to be going blind for in the next couple seconds. Gem on Keeper of the Light, still maintained by dogfights. Again, rather impressed by how this Coddle has been playing, but at the end of the day, it's a Coddle. You cannot win the game as a Keeper of the Light. Smoke up. Metamorphosis down. It's time to make a play. And we could see LFY are taking no chances. Come at us, bro. If you want to fight, you're going to have to fight in this base. Let's see what he went for. Cast range, damage over respawn time. Interesting, interesting. Looks like the timing's definitely shifting up the priorities there. DDC gonna find Cicada and dodge the stomp initiation. Coil's a little bit delayed though. He's finally gonna get it out. Paparazzi doing a lot of damage, but now here comes the GA. Can't do anything about that. Stomp's gonna land along with the Static Storm, but no one's actually doing any damage. Banana will get dropped down by the double edge of iG.Vitality. That's Omni Knight down. Monet in the front line still. And jump in. Another great crush from LPC. This time there's no follow-up from the LFY side. As Monet's gonna get a nice thunder off on iG.Vitality, but he has a heart, so he can regenerate that pretty quickly. LPC will be glimpsed back and brought down. Not bad. 2 kills for iG.V so far. Mana leak on DDC. I don't think that's going to do much. Unless Cicada feels super baller. Has no Dagon. But iG.Vitality, yeah, I mean, you do kind of want to just thunder whoever you can at that point. But Heart of Tarrasque is a real item. And Return is certainly pretty useful as well. Stop hitting yourself, Tower. Stop hitting yourself. 2 kills for iG.V. Metamorphosis is up again, though. But they will capitalize on a little bit of mistake there from LFY. Great reflexes from Cicada for sure. And get 2 tier 2 towers from it. That's not a bad series of plays there. Terrorblade's got to watch out a little bit. He is by himself, kind of bluffing. He is now with his allies. We'll back off. Everyone from iG.V. Clean house. 2 kills. Not bad at all. Now, I'm not really sure if this is going to be enough to counteract the act of getting raxed over in the mid lane. But we can see, like, these are the type of plays they need to make. Very, very specific timing-based plays from iG.V. Start fights when the Metamorphosis is down. They took that fight even throughout a GA. I mean, they backed off as soon as the GA was used, but I'm surprised that the Coddle's actually going for a non-diffusal blade item. Lifestealer, he's Manta style. No one actually did anything to purge. I mean, Coddle would be the only hero who can realistically get the farm for diffusal and not be too hindered by the investment. Monet pushing in towards mid. Are they really just gonna make a straight push happen? I'm not really sure if going towards mid is what you want to be doing here. I mean, range racks is probably just not something iG.V are super eager to defend, but you went for that play last time with Aegis. Pretty much that was the catalyst of that push. If you're going to do it again, do it in a different lane. Or wait for another double life. So iG.V know that it is going to be LFY's run of the map for a couple more minutes. Another 4 minutes till that daytime, so Illuminate a lot weaker now. They can just buy time for another daylight cycle. They can somehow bait out a Metamorphosis. Real big game there for iG.V. It's not easy, but they can... Ooh, Element of Surprise, maybe. There is Alina with Travels, but she's not here right now, which means that there is an opportunity here. Sakata, though, going to jump in way too... Get himself crushed. He should have a blink out of here. No, not quite. He's just dead. I'm kind of a fan of the go into lane, burst down the creep wave, then immediately just use everything to bail play. I think that one's a pretty good one. I think sticking around there at all, showing yourself at all, like being in range of the creep wave to attack it, it means you're way too close. So Puck is going to go off and suicide himself. A little bit too aggressive there for that Puck. And now it's time for Coddle to show off what he can do. Blinding Light, pretty strong. Illuminate for counter push, really good up against these illusions, but as these illusions tank up, thanks to all these stat items, it does less and less. Super even from super long range, which he got at the level 20 talent. The attack range and the damage now come together really well for super. It's a little bit of damage here and there. They will actually back off rather early. Still another 20 seconds where there's no Puck. Thought for sure they would take that 20 seconds to at least chip the tower. But iG.V, they are holding pretty well, all things considered. By the way, guys, you can see the impact of Disruptor in this game. It's minimal. Oh, it's actually really, really good once he gets this Aghanim Scepter. Even though he has a Hand of Midas, Disruptor cannot farm worth a damn. That's just not what the hero does. Even though he has the gold talent, he just doesn't farm well. So it's going to take a long time to get that item up. Unless he somehow survives a team fight, which I don't see happening, honestly. If he's able to do that, though, being able to cancel out, BKB on the Terrorblade, that's huge game. Likewise for the Lina, she has a couple of activatables in her inventory. Hell, everyone does. Two Yule Scepters, a Lotus, a Pipe. That is an item that can, situationally, turn the game. And this is one of those situations. This is an aggressive play here from iG.V. They're really looking to fight. I don't think they have enough burst damage to kill off someone like Alina before she Yules herself. You only have like a split second of Dream Coil to drop everything. As far as hardcore stuns are concerned, it's in July and he's in the bottom lane. He is pretty fat though. The Centaur is seriously bulking up. Shiva's guard up against Terrorblade illusions is very nice. Just get that, well, the damage to kill off the illusions is nice for one thing, but the Arctic Aura? What is this called? I don't actually know what it's called. Let's see what it's called. Arctic Freezing Aura. It's Freezing Aura and Arctic Blast. That Freezing Aura, really, really nice. Reduced attack speed of those illusions. Yeah, the Lina and the main Terrorblade, like BKB up, Repel, those will make the Shivas obviously a little bit weaker at that time, but most of the time the illusions don't really have much to do about that, because they're just illusions, obviously. Smoke up. Daylight Vision, now in favor of iG.V. They have withstood the nighttime assault, not really a serious assault. Now they're going to go in, once again, jump in for Monet, but a quick BKB is going to make July's initiation do absolutely nothing, but they jump into the backline again. Onto Banana with the coil. Paparazzi can try to bring him down, but he's not doing enough damage. Now with the GA will make him do no damage. Needs help. Swap is going to be reversed by the Lotus Orb, so a double swap. They will lose the Centaur War Ride. That was super delayed. Like, you gotta go as soon as your smoke runs out. If you wait at all, Terrorblade is gonna be ready with the BKB, or someone's gonna be ready with the Yule Scepter, or Repel, or something. Hesitation killed off iG.V there. And Hesitation may make them lose a little bit more. Despite the fact that it is in fact daytime, I'm pretty sure LFY with this Terrorblade packing that double life, cheese on the Lina, cheese on Slaughter. They don't really care. They're gonna go in regardless. They do have to wait a little bit of time for this Metamorphosis to cool down. 90 seconds. Oh, maybe they're not going to actually. If they're gonna look for a full team fight without Metamorphosis is a little bit suicidal. But if they can just chip, poke, and prod, don't mind that. Super does have to be careful. He's gonna Yules himself off of that mana leak. Force staff repel. Yeah, he's fine. This is where Hand of Midas Valley. The creep wave dies and Super can't Midas anything. That feels bad. Well, LFY, they are just burning time right now. Of course, waiting for that Metamorphosis. iG.V get Lotus Orb number 2. Yeah, that's second Lotus. That first Lotus saved Paparazzi's bacon. That swap, man. One of the few spells that LFY have that can actually be reflected. Corrosive Haze is actually not bad. Laguna is pretty good. Smoke up with everyone but the Lifestealer? Really? Okay, he's going to be brought in, but he will not be smoked up. He can jump into someone who is. That was spotted, though, by the Observer Ward. If they were paying attention, they saw Lifestealer there appear and then disappear. In just a couple seconds, Monet is going to be seen. Easily seen. They're not going to jump on him this time, even though that was a position where they could have. Smoke was maintained. He was kind of alone. I do like the idea from iG.V. Smoke out, find someone who's a little stupidly farming off on their own. That's a great way to keep the enemies off your base, but not going to make that play, unfortunately, for them. And now here comes the Metamorphosis push. DDC is going to eat a face full of horse. That's never nice. Looking for a swap. Is that swap level 3? It is. So, initiation, pretty hard to deal with unless you Lotus preemptively. In July, reflected now. Blinding Light, Illuminate, they'll do what they can, but it's only range Raxes, not a big deal. Monet will go off to the south. And there's an Infest Bomb ready and waiting. Cicada, ready to go in. They have really good vision here because of the creep wave. Nighttime falls, though, the worst possible time for iG.V to fight. They lose their vision advantage, they lose their healing. They will jump in. Monet's gonna Manta Dodge a Stomp first thing. Now BKB pops up and he's just gonna go to town. That's Dogfights down. Cicada gets the coil off, but he will go down as well. Paparazzi's gonna Manta style split, try to run away, but the swap back and the Eye of Scotty means he cannot escape. They will double buyback, triple buyback. In fact, Injuly gets a really nice stomp onto 2. Static Storm now drops onto those same 2, but this is, of course, a double life Terrorblade. He will lose his Aegis. Not a big deal. Paparazzi going to return to the fight after having bought back. Looking for a target, can't quite find it. They will group up around Monet. Reflection can do a little bit of damage. Force Staff out. Number 1 does not get hit with that kinetic field. With the repel off, he will be just fine to slip away. Tower does still stand LPC with the crushes, keeping In July at bay. Illuminate going to fly through to some serious damage. LPC, though, Yules himself blinks out of there. Looking for more. Mana Leak is actually going to trigger somehow, and they do catch the Slardar. That's something, I guess, but it cost them 3 kills. It was a 1 for 3 with 3 buybacks just for Slaughter. Now, they do hold their base. They do hold their base, but it's going to be an expensive hold, to say the least. Terrorblade is 30k net worth, up above the 21k of Lifestealer. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. Even Lina has more. You get the Fiery Soul talent with a lot of damage to boot. Not gonna mess around with any sort of casting item BS. It's time to hit things as Lina. Oh, that's rough. At this point for iG.V, I'm not even sure if initiation is going to do it, because they have 2 BKBs, a pipe, a swap, obviously, you know, Lotus, GA. Even if they catch someone, there's Sunder, Manta Style. This is really, really tough to come back from unless they find LFY making a big mistake. I think that is what this game has come down to for iG.V. Like they could play perfectly, and I think the net worth disadvantage is at this point too crippling that even with perfect play from their part, it's not enough. They need LFY to make a big blunder. I'm not really sure what that is. Repel the wrong guy. That's not big. Like Terrorblade to miss micro and oh no, super. Not like this. Mercy, please. Ugh, he's so dead. Use yourself. Show him. Okay. 21-second respawn. Take that. He's level 16 only. Quick respawn time, all according to plan. I'm not even sure what... They need Lina to reflect a Laguna Blade into her. I think that's like the most realistic mistake that LFY can make. Just Lotus, and then she eats her own Laguna Blade, and then she gets brought down by something. Everything else, I'm not really sure about. Like, what else can... maybe, like, group up for a 5-man combo. That can definitely win iG.V a fight, but it will only win you a fight once. Like, it's not going to happen more than once where LFY make that mistake. Rax is fortified, but in trouble. Monet is just going to town. There's an SNY there. Oh, here we go. Jump in, blink, and coil. All well done so far, but no damage going to Monet. He's going to probably be keeping to turn around onto iG.July. Got to watch out for that return. Paparazzi looking for a target, actually looking for a way out. Is going to get out of there. iG.July being chased down. Crush still available. LPC is going to go in very far ahead of the rest of his allies and get caught. With the Yule Scepter, he'll buy himself a couple seconds. He will actually force staff himself before the stomp comes in, but still Paparazzi on his tail. They will Dagon Blast him and bring him down. And they will make said mistake, but Rax is already claimed. The damage is done. iG.V need a huge crackback right now, but I'm not really sure if that's in the cards. They need to go in and look for some blood. And Slardar, the death of Slardar is not a terribly huge deal. But SNY, Eye of Scotty and the Omnite, if he hits you once, you're not escaping. That's just a fact. They are going to go push down. I mean, there are no great plays here for iG.V, but I think this is the best one to have. Sakata prepped with a Lifestealer surprise inside. He's going to have a lot of income between Hand and Midas, level 25 talent. Blind jumping from iG.July. Heart with the Lotus. Reflect a magic missile onto the Vengeful Spirit. A little bit of damage to the tower with that return aura. Swap back onto Super. Coil is great, but there is no disruptor to capitalize on that. Didn't even have a static storm at the time. I'm not really sure what DDC is doing. Where the hell are you going, Venge? She's still alive somehow. She's just gonna walk out? Are you kidding me? Okay, well, they're gonna try to stampede out of there. They do crush and catch Paparazzi. Double Yule Scepter. He does not have an infest right now. He is down for 100 seconds with no buyback. Off on the side, it's the Keeper of the Light getting 1v1'd by the Venge. Support battles. Heal? Illuminate? Is DDC gonna get styled on? No. He has backup. He cheats. Oh, Force Staff dodged crush. Double Yule Scepter again. But Dogfights is dead. There's the gem. He's held the gem for a long time now, and I'm a little bit impressed by that, but yeah, I'm not really sure how the hell Venge escaped that. She wandered in like by herself and then just walked through an entire iG.V squad and survived. But this is probably game. There's a minute of downtime where there's no Lifestealer. Even with Lifestealer, I'm not really sure if they can stop this. Tier 4 is in trouble. iG.July spotted. Blink, not Stomp. That's not what you want. And now, oh my god, he has a heart, he has a Lotus Orb, and he died in like 1 second. That's an easy team wipe. Monet barely microing, because you don't have to, just A move at this point. And 51 minutes in. It's slow, it's steady, but a win's a win. iG.V, with a drastically inferior draft compared to LFY, are going to drop Game 2. Now, they had a couple of good plays. They had a couple moments of it there. where they're able to make something happen, but there's only so much you can do at the end. So LFY they just had their number. I really like this Omni-Knight pick. Caused a lot of problems for iG.V. But I really didn't like these supports from iG.V. I think maybe one of them, but both of them together, not a good duo. So guys, we'll see if the final game is going to look any different from a 20-minute Raffle Stomp for 51-minute Slugfest. Hopefully it's somewhere nice in between. I'm Mike Loris. It's going to be a pleasure casting these games for you guys. Got another best of 3 after this third game. So stick around for that. I'll be right back, guys.